Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Holy Plot. This is Liam, Jacob, James, or the inverse. We just watched Scavengers Reign. Yes? That's what it's called?
That's what it's called.
Alright. Backdrop. It is very late. This dropped at 12 o'clock in Eastern Time. No.
Pacific Time.
Pacific Time.
Yep.
I live in Central Time. Poor Jacob does live in Eastern Time. And it dropped the first 3 episodes of the show. Each episode's about 20 minutes, so it was about an hour of watching. So your hosts are very tired, so bear with us. But on the upside,
I feel fine.
If you are a loyal Holy Plot listener, we have upgraded our audio today. Please leave feedback in the comments if it works. To give you some brief background information on this project, it's kind of a under-the-radar type guy. It is an animated show that I believe was originally supposed to be a short film.
It was a short film from some independent guys, and then I think it got picked up.
The short aired on Adult Swim, and then it got picked up to become a full series after that.
There you go. So it is a very psychedelic, vibey, not super plot heavy. It's a lot like visually, or not even visually. It has a lot of DNA from something like Midnight Gospel, if you've ever seen that, or maybe a less plot focused sci-fi Over the Garden Wall. It's just it's a mood. It's a mood. So if that is your thing, I guess I can give spoiler alert for the rest of this video. We really liked it, but it's unique. It's a very unique thing. So why don't whoever wants to take it? What do we think?
Yeah, so I think what I was thinking the entire time is that it reminded me a lot of Subnautica. If you've played that game, it kind of has that chill but kind of disturbingly empty vibe to it. And it's got all these weird creatures in it, and it has all of this kind of hard for us to grasp like nature about the world that we're in. And it kind of makes it feel a little bit uncanny. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really good, especially all the little cute creature designs. It's kind of like Space Studio Ghibli. Which
yeah,
there's
definitely some Ghibli in there. Yeah. It's a lot like, it reminded me a lot, if you've seen it, Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind.
Yes, it was a lot like
Ghibli
that.
Movie.
Especially the bison scene.
Yeah,
it reminded me a bit of the Spirits and Spirited Away, when she's like looking around seeing all these crazy creatures in the hotel. That's what it reminded me of.
The black goop, especially. I think it even said we watched it all together on call. They said it kind of reminded me like the No Face goop. Ghibli loves its black goop.
This is definitely inspired by that, which is cool because it's made in America.
I think what stuck out the most for me about it was the just raw alienness of it, where a lot of times when you have an alien world, it'll just be like one biome of Earth around the entire planet. Star Wars is a really big offender of this, where you see I've talked about it in some of the Disney Plus shows, where you see like a whole new planet, and it's just like a backlot of California. It's all just like grassland, and you've seen one area.
We've gone to like a dozen desert planets at this time that are seemingly identical.
Yeah, and then you see the creature that lives on it, and it's just like a humanoid, but the head is like a jellyfish or something. Or not even a jellyfish. That's too creative. It's it's like a frog.
But this
is the opposite of that.
In this, it's like every character's in a different biome, and all the creatures are like distinct. And some of them are like, they don't even feel like they're based on like Earth creatures. They're like their own little thing.
Yeah, you can tell it's an ecosystem, which is really, really cool.
That's what I was about to say, is that you really feel like you have this network of creatures that are driven off of an entire different sense of instinct on how they hunt, how they operate, how they interact with each other compared to our world. And it feels like with our characters, they don't even know how to interact and survive with this world. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, especially in the 3rd episode, the theme I was getting was how not and how to interact with nature
Yeah, for sure.
and the consequences the characters are facing because of that. And I thought it was very interesting that they decided to bring the ship down from orbit to save themselves. I think that is going to come into play with probably some kind of Avatar-esque themes, some colonization stuff, disturbing, the peaceful nature of this world by bringing themselves into it even more.
Well, I think all of the times that we've seen characters in peril, the way that they have sort of overcome that or survived has been to either mimic or sort of
Adapt.
Adapt. Thank you. Adapt to the world. And I think especially at the end of the third episode, where we have Cayman.
Oh, dude, that was disturbing. It really was.
He just starts going. He starts going nutso. I think we're gonna see real consequences for that. Speaking of Cayman, first of all, I think he is if we want to get into characters a little bit, I think he's by far the most interesting character that we have so far.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Ursula and Beard Guy, I think are just kind of this sort of scientist schlock. And then, what's your name?
Ozzy, and Levi. I like Levi.
Levi's I think fine. There's stuff going on there, and then Ozzy is just kind of like your standard sci-fi tough lady, so
But Cayman was very interesting.
Cayman is absolutely the most interesting character for me so far.
And it's like all of his plot's like a silent film. There's no dialogue, except for the flashback moments.
I love those little guys. James,
dude,
can you get a little guy on screen,
like the cat salamander things are awesome. They're genuinely
great.
I start every time they would come on screen, we'd pop off every single time without fail.
He's just chilling. He's like Ice King with his penguins. He just needs to keep hanging out.
He's Ice King coded for sure.
I really enjoy. I think the best takeaway from this is if you enjoy like vibey creature stuff, like particularly the thing I was thinking about was the forest and Princess Mononoke. It's kind of what this felt like the entire time, but in space. Kind of all the creatures look like they're from Subnautica if you've played that game, and it kind of has the same vibe as that. So I think it definitely has a very specific vibe it is going for.
I think for me, what came to mind was Over the Garden Wall mixed with Interstellar, and I think what's really cool is that both of those have a lot of like environmental world building. I'd be okay if this world just stayed a mystery. Like if we ended the show, this miniseries, and we never understood the world, I think that could be cool. If it's kind of a slow unraveling of how the world works, I think that would be cool. And it's so cool that it's like original and it's made here, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. But I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's a cool surprise. I hope we keep watching it.
Yeah, I certainly understand why you got greenlit.
I think to put my final thoughts on it, I'm getting more of a Midnight Gospel than Over the Garden Wall from it, where I think the sort of mission statement for this is to throw a ton of really cool alien creatures at the viewer and then just sort of see what they do, and then we move on to the next interesting idea. But it's definitely more like plot focused. So at the end of the day, if you are looking for something that you can just put on the screen, sit back on the couch, and just vibe out to, this is your guy, dude. But I think that this has a lot of room to do some really, really cool stuff if it wants to dip its toes into the story a little bit more. Or if it doesn't want to explain anything and it just wants to keep being vibey and show me cool creatures, I can handle that, because the ideas that it is putting forth so far in these first 3 episodes have been very, very intriguing. So I think I'm gonna hit this with a 7.5 out of 10.
James,
I'm gonna start it out with a solid 7.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I think that's pretty fair. I think Liam's right on this for once.
No decimal
What can I
scores.
say? Did you guys miss me in all these Liamless episodes? I bet you did. It's okay. You don't have to say
He's
it.
back.
It's alright.
He's so back.
So I think they have an opportunity to tell a pretty cool show here, whatever they end up doing with it. And I just want to see some scary creatures by the end of it.
True. I want to see the xenomorph type creature in this universe, but unless there is anything else, Holy Plot, we are sitting at a 7.5 out of 10. You got outvoted, James. on the first 3 episodes of Scavengers Reign. With that
Definitely
being
check it
said,
out. Definitely check it out.
please check it out. And while you're doing what I tell you to, because you're a good little Igor type servant to me, like, comment, subscribe,
Share.
watch again. Why not?
Reply to our replies.
Yeah, please talk. It's us. We don't have a bot. It's us talking in the comments.
Mostly me.
This has been Liam, Jacob, and James.
Find out which one.
It is 4 in the morning. I'm going to bed. Night night.